We are the Long Island Tea, where we spill the tea.
It's true. We're from Long Island, so we say, how you doing? How you doing?
I don't.
We're in the middle of the vines.
Yes.
Because it's Memorial Weekend. So
It's
there's
kickoff. We're here. It's summertime. Long Island wine of the week.
I'm thankful for our hot teas.
Yes. That's like such a Long Island thing.
We're just talking about real life.
Right.
That's what we do. Welcome back after a break to the Long Island Tea, where we spill the tea on living your best Long Island life. I'm Kristen.
And I'm Sharon. I missed us.
I
missed
Tuesday
us.
came around. I'm like, oh, let's hear the pod. I'm like, nope. I don't.
But we did post like a really adorable picture. Remember that photo shoot? That was so cute.
I know.
I loved that.
At the pop-up speakeasy.
Yeah.
And yeah, she's fabulous.
Oh,
I
she
love that
is such a
pop-up
hot
selfie.
tea. I love her.
I was thinking we should go back and
we need
update
to
it.
And I feel like she's got a new studio. So
Yeah. And I think they're a new partner, actually. So, hey.
how you doing?
How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's awesome. I mean, it's Women's Month.
Yeah. I mean, that's awesome.
That is awesome.
Yeah, that's like
It's
really
March.
Good. It's March, and you know what's awesome? It's like almost spring.
I know.
I know we had a little snowfall here.
We finally had a snow day.
You finally had
it
a
wasn't
snow day.
I know you said you because it wasn't really an official snow day.
No.
It was just a 2-hour delay at the schools.
And also, there
I was
really
like, it's a
wasn't
snow
that
day
much
for me. I'm
snow.
taking a snow day.
There wasn't that much snow either. It
was 2 inches. It was so pretty.
Yeah, it was so pretty.
I loved it.
I loved it too. And then, like, my kids literally at 9:00 that night, like, went out and built a snowman. It was so cute.
We really with 2 inches of snow. That's impressive.
Yeah, I know.
Because it was like that thick, dense snow too.
Yeah.
It was so pretty. I loved it. I woke up. I was like, no, I'm not going out in this.
No,
This is awesome.
staying by my fireplace.
I literally did not leave my house the whole
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
And it was fabulous. I still worked, but that was a snow day. I loved it. I'm glad we got at least one.
Yeah.
What
I
the
know.
heck?
You know what's funny though? Like the school districts now are starting to change the snow day rules where they are making the children log on remotely.
That's a no for me.
I know. I'm like,
No,
that's
stop
terrible.
it.
Give the
Nobody
kids a
wants that.
snow day.
You build it in to the
Right.
calendar.
And like they didn't even get any snow days this year. So
No.
like
And let me tell you, Tegan was like rioting on the way to the bus stop at 2 hours later.
mine
She's
too,
like,
my kids too.
why isn't this a snow day? And so, the roads were icy, but okay. But we're walking and there's nowhere to walk.
Yeah.
Because there's snow piled up on the edge of the roads. And then cars were going by because it's later in the day.
Right.
We're walking, we got fully covered with like snow slush.
Yeah. Because that's what happened. It was literally
Thank
like.
you.
Thank you. It
for
was
slowing down.
cold and snowy, and then it just like quickly warmed up. So
I know.
That's why
So
it wasn't
it's funny because Kenzie's literally in flight right now, any minute to come home for spring
so
break from Arizona
exciting.
State. I know, I can't wait. And she's like, I miss the snow.
Aw.
I miss the snow days. It's going to snow again. I'm like, nope, it's hot again.
55. It's
No,
like
no.
hazy
no.
and
I know.
55.
But here's the good news. It's light already in the mornings
know.
again. And that's a life changer.
That is a life changer. I mean, what is it? Daylight savings? It's like March 12th.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's coming up super quick.
The only thing I hate about that is it's interesting because Arizona doesn't do daylight
Yes,
savings. They
yeah.
stay the same.
Yeah.
I always get the meme. Every year, I get the meme from my Arizona friends and family on daylight savings because they love to make fun of that I'm in New York, And it's like Julie Andrews from The Sound of Music, and they're like, Arizona not caring about daylight savings. And they're like,
I
we don't
love
care.
it.
And I'm like, fine.
I love it.
But it makes it 3 hours difference instead of 2.
Oh,
so
that
it's hard because I'm
stinks.
like,
Yeah.
it's like a long time. But no, I love having the longer days.
Yes, the lighter days, everything about it, and then
Summer
that
is
means
coming.
like summer's coming.
Yes.
Exactly.
I don't
It's
know,
like-
Sharon. You might if it's not going to be winter, it's just going to be annoying.
Yeah.
Then it may as well just be summer all year.
I know,
I'm
I
starting
know.
to convert to Sharon's theory of like just summer.
right? I love it.
Because
I
I'm
love
like, it's awesome.
it is.
So let's do it.
You know, it's springtime. That means like flowers are blooming.
Yeah,
this
spring.
yucky-
I already saw the little daffodil
Yeah,
things
popping
coming up.
up.
I was like, fine.
It's amazing.
I mean, I'm really upset that we didn't get winter, but at the same time, fine.
Fine.
Let's just do it at this point.
Fine.
And I love the longer days, and Kenzie's coming, and it's Women's Month, and we're so excited. And we have a really cool interview in a minute and a little bit in the show of a woman who wrote a really awesome book. And this book sheds so much light on not just women's suffrage movement, but Long Island women.
Yes.
And the role they played.
Yeah.
Which it's amazing. You have no idea that they played like one of the largest roles in the women's suffrage movement.
And she was she's incredible. I mean, she was just
amazing.
So smart, and like the way she's continuing that education, and it's just awesome.
Yeah, so you'll hear from her in a little bit. But speaking of women's movement in New York, I said it. I came from a meeting with the governor just now. I'm saying New York's first female governor, Governor Hochul. She's a baddie.
She's a baddie.
I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. I liked the way she's got some controversial ideas about housing and stuff like that on Long Island, but she's like, I just appreciate, especially with what we've been going through here, in our organization, in our industry, trying to get things done, trying to get new things passed. A convention center. Yeah. Okay. It's amazing. Let's get some. Let's do some marketing. Let's do. And I was totally channeling the governor because she was like, she's showing like, this is housing. She's like, don't be scared.
I love it.
It's not that. Don't be scared.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Don't worry. It's not. Gosh. It's happening everywhere. Look at this. It's happening here on Long Island. Yeah. And it's wonderful and successful.
Oh my gosh.
You don't worry.
Oh, I love that.
And she was like, we now, the official opening for Grand Central Madison just happened.
Yeah. Yeah. My husband's on all the delays.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
I mean, it's obviously awesome.
It is. It is. But, some growing pains, right? And
exactly.
That's okay.
First day, of course.
And the governor said, she's like, people are like, what am I going to do on that long escalator ride? It's over a minute. She's like, calm down.
Yeah.
That's what you should do. Maybe meditate.
Freaking out over.
Enjoy a beautiful life.
Oh my gosh.
How lucky I am to be alive today. Like, just calm down. Everybody.
So she's channeling Taylor Swift too.
Yes. She really, a little Swiftie. You need to calm down. But it was really great hearing her leadership, which is, strong and visionary. And it's not easy, doing things that make a change. And we've been facing it, I'll tell you.
Sure have.
Nothing comes without a challenge. And that's why I'm really excited about our interview with Antonia, because she talks about, women, and people don't often like women that speak out.
Strong
and want to make a change. Yeah. Or anybody for that. Right. Anybody for that purpose. Right. I mean, anybody that's changing things people don't like.
People get scared.
But especially when it's a woman, they're like, oh God, here we go.
Yeah. That's funny.
So, but it is Women's Month. And funny enough, because not only do we have the first female governor in New York in history, but also New York was just listed as one of the top 3 places for women to live in the United States.
Oh, yeah! Look at that.
Yeah. We're number 2.
Wow.
Which I don't know why. It's something probably because we're too expensive. But they did it in like socioeconomic and rights and healthcare and all these things and access to childcare, all these things. And it was Vermont number 1.
I was going to ask who was Vermont.
New York number 2 and Massachusetts number 3. So hey, cheers to the East Coast.
Yeah,
whoop. We're bringing it for women. You know, I mean, guess what? Don't mess with women in New York.
In New York.
You know what I'm saying? Also, if you want to celebrate Women's Month, there is a Spotify channel dedicated to women.
Oh.
Channel 16.
Wow.
In case you wondered, I kind of stumbled across it. I have these channels that are like, they change throughout time. And there's also just, I don't know why this is important, but there's also a Whitney Houston channel right now.
Oh, I love it.
Sirius. Sirius, right?
Sirius.
Yeah. XM. Okay.
Sirius XM. Thank you, Alyssa.
Okay.
She's like, no.
I know. I'm like,
not on Spotify.
Channel?
There's not a channel on Spotify, Kristen.
No. Whitney Houston, are you serious?
Yeah, it's on Sirius XM. Thank you.
No pun intended. Are you serious?
Are you serious?
So funny.
Yeah.
I love it. I miss Sirius XM.
I have it. Yeah. And so Thomas splurged for me and got it because I'm a Howard Stern fan. So I have to.
I know. Chris and I were talking about this a couple of weeks ago. Like, why? It's satellite radio. Why? Just make it free.
I know.
What are you doing?
Somebody has to pay Howard Stern.
I know. That's true.
So I love it. And then I tried to do without it for like a week, and I felt really sorry for myself. I know. And then Thomas got it for me, and then I got it for him for like his birthday. So we just buy it for each other.
I love it. It's so funny.
Because then I would tell him every day about what I heard on.
Yes, and he's like, "Wait, I need it."
And so then I was like, "I'm just going to buy it for you. Happy Father's Day or whatever it was."
That's so cute.
Yeah, Channel 16. If you want to celebrate women. For some reason, they were playing on the way back from my meeting with the governor. It was like all 70s. I don't know how they were women's songs, but it reminded me of Chris every time I hear Every time I hear the 70s genre,
I know.
like if you like, pina coladas
that
or like
song.
Endless Love and
Yes.
of course Old Lang Syne.
Yes, of course.
I was like, okay. It never gets old. The story never gets old.
Jams out to that. I
I
love
know.
it.
I was like, I don't know how this is women related, but I'm here for it. You know what I'm also here for is the wine of the week this week. I am pumped, and I'll just say I'm hardly drinking because I'm gonna go get Kenzie from the airport.
Yeah.
So
Smart
I just
and
like took a little sip.
we should have had
Diet
that
Coke.
talk before because
I know, because I was just about to say, let's just skip it.
Yeah.
And then you guys had Del Vino open. I'm
opened already because we do the little video of it. So we're drinking Del Vino Vineyard's 2020 Grand Super Tuscan. This proprietary blend offers an intense wine with bold aromas and notes of blackberry, currant, and mocha. It's delish.
Just took a little sip, but it's awesome, and I'm shedding a tear that I can't enjoy. Del Vino, as you know,
we love
one of our favorites. If you have not been to Del Vino in Northport, it is so cool. Also, just got off the phone with Wine Country.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Because they're having their 50th anniversary, as you know. So now you can go to discoverlongisland.com for all of this, because we have a Vineyard page and it links to everything about them, first of all. If you go to vineyards and wineries, and it goes straight to liwines.com, but liwines.com is our generous sponsor of this podcast. So they actually are launching their very first, they're calling it Long Island Locals Week.
Oh, fun.
Where they have over 25 different vineyards starting on March 24th for 10 days.
Already? Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
And you can go out and get exclusive deals.
Oh, that's amazing.
And they're awesome.
I can't wait to see them. I can't wait to see this lineup.
They were laughing because they were like, people are going to, they never discount the wines.
Right,
They never discount the tastings. They never do this.
They don't have to.
Right.
Right.
And so they were like, people are going to spend like $200 in gas to come and get like a free glass of $20 wine,
15% off bottle.
But yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, it never happens. And it's their kickoff to all of their events. And we're having a lot of events, and I say we because I'm just like part of their team.
Yeah,
I'm just
we're going to these events. Sorry.
But they're going to have them in New York City, and they're going to have a big event in Wine Country in August, and you're going to be hearing all about it more from us. But go to liwines.com and you can go to their locals starting on March 24th and get all those great discounts.
So exciting.
So plan it. Just plan it. Here we go. And okay, so cheers to Long Island Wine Country. Sorry. So let's get into this interview. With Antonia. Her name is Antonia Petrash, and what a treasure she is.
So
incredible.
I mean, let's just get into it.
Okay, Antonia, thank you so much for joining us today on the Long Island Tea Podcast. We are honored to have you. And you have written a book on women's suffrage, and especially in New York.
On Long Island.
On Long Island. Are you from Long Island?
Yes.
Oh, that's good.
Where are you from, Antonia?
Well, I grew up in Plainview, but now I live in Glen, Cove.
Very nice. Beautiful place.
Yes, we've lived here for a very long time.
So what inspired you to start the work that you do about the history of women on Long Island?
Well, I was doing research I've written 2 other books, one of which was called More Than Petticoats, Remarkable New York Women. And then the second one was More Than Petticoats, Remarkable Connecticut Women. And while I was doing that research, I discovered that a lot of the women who were very instrumental in bringing Long Island women's suffrage, came from Long Island. And they made a very large contribution to the movement, more so than I think any group of women throughout the country. So then I started researching them, and I got really interested in the history of the suffrage movement on Long Island.
Well, that is super interesting because, I mean, I would say you're right. I had no idea that Long Island women played such a prominent role in that incredible movement. But I'm also not surprised that Long Island women are tough and vocal. Yes. And so in a way, it's really not surprising.
Yes, that's true. And it was in a time when women weren't that tough and vocal. It was not considered proper for you to be that tough. So they really had to fight to have their voices heard.
Are there any particular stories that, really inspired you the most?
Well, I always enjoy reading about Alba Vanderbilt Belmont, who was a young woman who was not very wealthy. She had a family was in society, but she wasn't particularly wealthy. And she decided the best way to get wealth was to marry a rich husband. So she married Willie K. Vanderbilt, who was the grandson of Cornelius Vanderbilt. And it was not a happy marriage. So they were divorced in 1895, which was, again, very daring of her to sue for divorce. I mean, and she got a very large settlement and houses and custody of her 3 children. So she was very dynamic. And then she married Oliver Belmont, who had a lot of money also, Belmont Racetrack, and his family was very wealthy. And he died in 1908. So here she is left with a large fortune and no husband. Her children have grown. And she decided to work for the suffrage movement. Anything, I mean, she must have been OCD. In those days, they didn't diagnose that, but she was, anything that she took on, she just dumped her whole self into. And she jumped her whole self into suffrage, including millions of dollars. She even built a mansion in Sands Point on the shore of Long Island Sound, just to host suffrage meetings and suffragists from around the country and around the world. Unfortunately, it's no longer standing, but she was just very, very pushy, and people didn't like her. Many people didn't like her, but they respected her.
Sharon looks at me like, did you see that? Sharon looked at me like, see, it's not just you. That's what she was thinking when she looked at me like that.
Yes.
Yeah. And you know what? I love what you were saying. And that story is so inspiring, because as much as women have progressed today, I still think there's a lot of those barriers that exist. Mm-hmm. And it's still sometimes, people don't like bossy and pushy women. I just came from a meeting with Governor Hochul, the first female governor of New York State. And she's making some bold moves, right? And she's got some big ideas. And I just loved her cachet, or her bravery, I should say. Her bravery really is just, whether or not you think she's right, she believes in it, mm-hmm. and she's not afraid to say it. And that's not always the case today. And one of the quotes from the preface of your book, I loved this. It says, "Don't make waves, don't make enemies. People don't like strident, outspoken women. Have patience. Success will come in due course. Your time will come." And when victory came, it was not because they had waited. It came, in fact, because they had finally realized they could no longer wait. Mm. And I think that is so true still today.
Absolutely. And think of how many times we apologize. Mm-hmm. We're always apologizing. Yep. Mm-hmm. Men don't do that. I mean, it's not a bad thing to apologize, but I think we over apologize. So I think there's a lot of things that we could do differently than we are doing, but I think we're doing great. I mean, look where you 2 young ladies are. That's wonderful.
Thank you.
Well, we feel very privileged and thankful for the women that blaze the trail, for us to be able to do what we do. And hopefully we'll do the same for our daughters and younger generations. Mm-hmm.
Standing on shoulders. Yes.
Exactly. And remembering where we came from. And I just, so I think your book is really inspiring, and I want to let you know that we're actually going to give one of your books away to one of our listeners. So we'll do a social media contest, and we're going to give one of our lucky listeners your book, so that we can continue the great work that you're doing and share that with other people. Are you working on anything new?
No, I haven't been working on anything new. I still have my webpage, and I still give advice to people that call me. And
what's your webpage?
LongIslandWomenSuffrage.com.
Perfect. LongIslandWomenSuffrage.com. And
it's woman. It's woman.
Okay, perfect. And we'll put it in the notes too, so people can link directly to it. Okay. LongIslandWomenSuffrage.com. And it doesn't look like my guess is not much is going to hold you down, mm-hmm. with the great work that you're doing.
Right. Oh, well, thank you. I think it's so important that education, it's not in the schools. It's not taught in the schools. And when I go to speak to young people in the schools, they haven't heard a lot of the information about the women's suffrage movement and how women actually suffered, how they were tortured and force-fed and beaten just because they wanted to vote. The right to vote. to have their voices heard. It's very important to have your voice heard.
Right. And how much women really suffered to do that and still continue to, not only in this country, but especially in other countries across the globe. Women still are fighting for education and for basic rights.
So sad what's going on in Afghanistan and Iran, and it's just to be educated, just to use the brains that they were given. It's very discouraging when you see these. And also the votes. I usually at the end of my presentation, I'll show when other countries got the vote. And one of the really most surprising is Switzerland. It was not until 1971 did women get the vote. And we tend to think of Switzerland as being advanced and modern and
progressive and all those things. You know, that's amazing. And it's another testament, I think, to your work and the way you are educating people. And it is so important that we have resources like your book to help remember people of the struggles, and that the struggles continue today and the work isn't over.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It goes on.
I'm so glad to hear that you do go into the schools and give, assemblies and education, because like you said, it's important. It's not being currently taught.
To me, that's so important. That's the next few generations. And that's where the work is going to be done. So I think it's very important that they become educated, but it's not popular.
Yeah.
Women's history isn't popular. I
tell that to my daughters all the time. It seems to me that every niche group there are, women's rights and women's needs are usually at the bottom for some reason. And I don't understand what that is, but I appreciate the work that you're doing. And I hope that people are listening, reach out to you on your website and ask you questions, because I think it's wonderful that you're available to do that and you're still helping, and maybe somebody will reach out to you and pick up the torch for you. Continue your great work.
That's very important, that it goes on to the next generation and the generation after that. Because, if you don't pay attention to it, it's, the saying, if we don't study history, we're doomed to repeat it. So we don't want it. We can see ourselves backsliding in some certain areas too. And it's really scary what's going on with the education, with people taking over the education and deciding what's taught in the colleges, what's taught in the schools, banning books.
Mm-hmm. Well, in women's health rights, I was one of those people that told my daughters, oh, that'll never happen. We'll never have rights revoked. And I never really thought in my lifetime I would see that happen in America, especially. So you're completely right. It's critical information. It's critical work. We applaud you and thank you for doing it, especially for elevating Long Island women.
Yeah. Thank you.
So thank you so much. And we'll keep in touch with you. And any final words that you want our listeners or viewers to know?
Well, just that we always have to be vigilant. Susan B. Anthony said that we'll be heated and someday we'll be heated, but people will think it was always so. And they won't realize that the women had to fight for the rights that we enjoy today and we take for granted. So I love it. That's important.
Thank you so much for being with us, Antonia.
Thank you for having me.
And to women.
Have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
Bye. Okay, so like we said, we're going to be giving you a copy, some lucky listener, a copy of her book. Yeah. So make sure you're following our Insta at Long Island Tea Podcast, because there are a lot of other stories. She only told like one story. Yeah. But there are a lot of other stories of amazing women in this book that will like blow your mind.
Yeah. And I just love, again, like she continues that education throughout. And like you said, it's Long Island focused. And the fact that, there's so much women on Long Island as a part of that is just incredible.
You don't mess with Long Island women, right? Okay, and that's another reason why we're the number 2 state to live to this day, because women, are the family. I think families are so valued here, and I think women are strong, but it's also because I can't tell you. It's like when we met Fred from Delvino, and he's like, "My wife calls the shots." Okay.
Remember that? That was so, whatever she says. And I'm like, you're right.
And I meet a lot of Long Island men that are like that and that support women and that love their wives and their daughters and put them first.
Yeah, that's
and
amazing.
I think that's, so thanks to the men on Long Island too for supporting Long Island women, which are not always the easiest.
Of course.
Let's be honest. Even me. Like I'm like
straight
I'm
up.
now I'm now acclimated to a Long Island woman. I'm like, what? I know.
What do you want?
Exactly.
It's so funny.
So some other fun Long Island life stuff.
Yeah.
I thought would be fun to talk about. Our favorite Entenmann's, bringing back the see-through packaging.
Oh, smart.
Yeah.
Super smart.
Not helping
Why
my
did they do away
summer
with it?
body goals. They did away with it because there was some kind of shortage
Oh.
of that specific plastic
Okay.
or something in some factories. So now it's back.
Good.
And for those that didn't know, in case you didn't know, Entenmann's from Long Island, a Long Island company.
Did you get Entenmann's in Arizona?
Oh, yeah.
okay.
Oh,
I didn't
yes.
Yeah.
I had no idea they were a Long Island company.
Right.
But, and that they owned the Long Island Vineyard for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I can't remember which one it
I wanna
was.
say it was Martha Clara. Yeah.
Martha Clara. Yeah, they owned it.
And then there's a whole street called Entenmann's Way. I mean, it's so cool.
And
Fun fact,
those cookies and those cakes, though, God, they're
so good.
Good.
A fun little DLI fact is Shannon's dad worked for Entenmann's for a very long time.
Oh, our very own Shannon. Yeah. I mean, great. What a great company, by the way. And dang if they don't make the best treats.
There was this cake that only came out on Thursdays, and we used to call I only know it as Thursday cake, and it's the chocolate chip cake with the mousse filling. And then
I'm
the
starving.
crumb. I know. I'm sorry. I'm making your mouth water.
I'm literally
but
starving.
Like, it literally would sell off the shelf, so that it would come out on Thursdays, and then we call it Thursday cake in the house.
That's so cute.
So good.
No, I mean, I had no idea that it was like a family-owned business and all that until I moved here, and that how important it was. Interestingly enough, you know what else started on Long Island?
What?
One of my other favorite things.
What?
Pirate's Booty.
I love pirates.
Why is it so good?
I don't know. And it's like air. Like
I
it
was
literally
gonna say that. It's just like
that's what's horrible about it.
air.
It's like air. But it's honestly like the best, and my kids love it.
It's so good.
Yeah.
And it's like organic and stuff, I think, right?
It's pretty good. I mean,
don't know.
they say it's organic, so
I'm like,
we'll
I'm
see.
here for it. I love Pirate's Booty. It started in Seacliff. And a couple of other, there's so much here. I mean, like 1-800-Flowers.
Estee Lauder,
Yeah.
my favorite makeup.
Yes.
Like it's so good.
And I was actually at a meeting with the Long Island Association the other day, and I was at this company called Leviton. I pass it all the
Yeah.
time on the LA. I don't know. It's just some corporate building, and they make commercial lighting that we have in our building.
Right.
21 global offices. This is their global headquarters right here down the
Amazing.
street. I'm
Isn't
like,
that amazing?
and then I try to build a convention center, and everyone's
People
like,
are like,
now it's gonna count.
No.
Why do we need that? I'm like, what?
I'm sorry.
What?
And we turned down how much money? $32 million
At least that's a drop in the bucket. I'm sure it's way more than that.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, what?
I know.
Sometimes it's like a parallel universe, and then you gotta appreciate the people that push it through. Though we're gonna get it done.
We're gonna get it done. I
Cheers!
know
I
it's
feel
gonna
it. I feel it. I
happen.
feel it. I feel it.
What is it like? Put the positivity out to the world, and positivity
Yes.
will come back. So here we
Positive,
go.
Positive energy. The Secret.
Yes.
Remember when that was a big thing?
Yeah.
Like what happened with that?
I don't know.
This is what I need to do. I need to write a book like that is like super basically obvious.
Yeah. And you need to be
And call it The Secret.
a
And
life
then it's
coach.
going to be
I
like,
told you.
oh, I'm writing a book about it's The Secret, and it basically just means like be positive and then make billions of dollars.
Or it's like The Shack, the book, The Shack. You ever read that?
No.
It's like, it's all about God, but like in a different undertone way. And it's like, it's
Are
really
you saying
telling
shack or shack?
like
Shack.
SHAK.
Okay.
SHACK.
Okay.
And like there was a movie, Oprah Winfree wound up being like,
It's all
playing God.
Oprah. It's the Oprah thing.
Yeah.
Oprah, why don't you just talk about the Long Island Tea podcast
Please.
and make
You
us
get
billionaires?
one. You get one.
Yes.
I mean, come on.
Speaking of podcasts, we have some big news. Sharon,
know.
why don't you break it?
So we have just branched off from the Long Island Tea podcast to to the Long Island Sea Sweet Tea.
No, not Long Island.
Nope. Sea Sweet Tea.
Yes, we have a new podcast that we are just launching tomorrow.
Yes, exciting.
And it's called C Sweet Tea. So the letter C, Suite, SUITETEA. And they're going to be little snippets of us sharing our kind of career advice.
Yeah, and I think they're going to be nice and short.
Yeah.
They're not, it's more of a me and you talking about different experiences that we have, or
ripped from the headlines.
Ripped from the headlines.
So tomorrow's episode is, again, speaking of ripped from the headlines, does everybody lie or embellish on their resume? Mm-hmm. And what is the difference between lying and embellishing?
Yeah.
So it was a good conversation.
I thought it was too.
It was good. And we're going to have lots of fun topics like that, hopefully to help you realize how you can have a successful career and have balance and all the things that we talk about on this podcast. I think I just deleted all my notes. I can't even. Oh my God. I was like messing around and I just deleted all my notes.
Try shaking it.
Do I shake? Really? Are you being serious?
Just say undo.
Did that just work?
No.
That's a good segue though into
Did it work?
Working Moms Day.
Working Mom's Day. Hold on. I think it just deleted all my notes.
Go into your trash.
No, because it says T private, but somehow I think I clicked something and it highlighted everything. This is how my day's going. This is how my week is going. I just deleted all my notes, but it's fine. So we have a lot of events around Women's Month.
Women's Month, what is coming up is National Working Moms Day, March 12th.
Cheers to us and
Super
all of you.
exciting because, we have a ton of working moms here in the office and we're working moms and just how successful we are with that work-life balance. And I think we should celebrate.
Yes.
National Working
What are we going to do?
I don't know. Find out. Go to
we're going to do nothing.
Cave,
right? We're going to.
Where we're going to go. We are going to go to Port Salt.
We
Cave
are going to go to the Port
Washington.
Salt Cave soon. So that, honestly, that is the biggest. I'm so excited about that. That's the biggest.
I've
just
heard
being able to breathe.
Yeah, and I've
just
really
wanted to
heard like such good feedback.
Yeah,
Thank you. I couldn't think of the word.
Yeah,
feedback from this, and I'm feeling a little congested, so I think it's a
really?
good thing.
I'm not feeling congested. I just feel like it's supposed to. You breathe it in, and it's supposed to like just make your senses. And plus, I think the salt is really good for your skin.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm just here. I'm here for it. We'll tell you all about it after we get there.
I'm
but
super
I don't know.
excited.
I don't know what it is. It's our first time, but we'll tell you about it. What else?
Let's see. What else? International Women's Day is March 8th. So there's some cool events. Babes in Business, Long Island. International Women's Day networking event on March 8th at the, what is it called? What was the name of it, Alyssa? Open Play.
Oh, I wrote it down.
Oh my God.
It's the Social Playhouse.
Social
in
Playhouse,
Plainview.
yeah. And then Women's Day wine pairing for the Goodness Cakes.
That sounds so
fun.
good.
At Bedell Cellars on March 8th, which is exciting.
I'm just starving because I've had a piece of gum today.
I know.
I didn't get almonds. So it's another reason I'm not drinking. I'm just going to have my Diet Coke. Yeah, there's a lot of events happening. I mean, gosh, it's Women's Month, which is great. It's almost spring. It's almost St. Patrick's Day.
I know, my favorite. It's like my second favorite holiday.
Is it really?
Yes.
Are you Irish?
Yeah. I'm so excited. And Dan did that stupid DNA test and he found out he was like almost, like completely Irish.
Really?
He's
that's cool.
Half Irish. I'm like 1/3 Irish. But so together our children are like a lot Irish. Anyways, I'm excited about that. Smithtown Historical Society Irish Luck on the Farm celebration of the Irish is on March 11th, and they have a petting zoo and step dancing performances and music. I think that's so fun. Have you ever seen an Irish step dance performance like live?
Oh my God, hilarious! No, well, I mean, river dance.
Yeah. But I mean, I'm talking about like the little girls, like the
Chris,
little
remember when
Irish
that was
girls.
like swept the nation?
I saw it on in
TV,
Broadway.
yeah.
No, on
Oh,
Broadway.
Broadway, yeah.
Oh, cool. That one guy.
Yeah.
What was it?
Yes.
Michael
Flatley,
Flatley,
Lord-
Lord of the Dance.
That's so funny.
He used to be on like PBS.
Yeah, I remember
he
that.
like blew up PBS.
That's
I
funny.
was glued to that river dance. I was like, what is happening? They're only
talking
moving the
about
bottom of their bodies.
The little girls that do it with their curls, they're so cute. My niece did
It's
it for a very long
awesome.
time.
It's hard.
And it's hard and strict. Like they literally like have to hold their hands behind their back and like so they'll be like
it's amazing. God, I remember
crazy.
watching that Lord of the Dance and
Yeah.
I was just like transfixed.
It's amazing. DJ Chef, our boy
I love DJ Chef. He's so great.
He's doing the chocolate expo at Hofstra University. Again, you're starving. I know. I'm
Sharon.
sorry.
Where is DJ Chef right now? DJ Chef,
He'll
get in
be
here.
on March 12th at Hofstra doing the Chocolate Expo.
He is so hilarious.
I love him. He's so cute.
So DJ Chef, in case you didn't know, because we know him, but for our listeners, he is a great Long Island guy. He's been on the Food Network.
Oh,
he's been like,
amazing.
he's won all these incredible
Yeah.
awards. He's a really award-winning, qualified, amazing chef. But he loves music and DJing, so you can actually hire him for private parties. And he
Yeah.
does like a lot of bachelorette parties, or if you're having a bar mitzvah or anything.
It's
but
so cool.
And he just does. He combines the two best things: food and music.
Yeah, because he loves
And
the both of them.
Hilarious.
And like
love him.
honestly, if you want to meet somebody from, he's such a typical Long Islander. You know, like he's so
I'm proud
true to
of
heart.
it.
Yeah,
I'm proud of it. I
love it.
I love him. So, and we're going to be launching a new project soon where you'll get to meet DJ Chef
so cool.
personally. What else?
March 12th, Connecticut River State Park is having the Hindu festival celebrated for generations, which is fun.
Yeah. Okay.
Cultural.
Yeah. No,
know?
there's so many great things happening at the same time. It's
Yeah.
like, that's what I love about Long Island is the diversity and how you can, celebrate women or have Irish or go to Hindu festivals. And it's just like, it's so awesome.
It isn't amazing. Like
We take it
So
we
for
take
granted.
It so for granted
I
that
love
you
it.
can just what are we gonna do this week? Anything?
yeah,
Any culture?
yeah.
Any
And
kind
they'll
of
find
food?
out about
Any
this.
kind of food
Yeah.
you want? Any kind of park or
Did
attraction?
you see a Newsday? Speaking of, did you see a Newsday today? There was in the fun section. It's like all these island vibe restaurants.
Ooh, no.
Where you can get like different island inspired menus.
Oh,
It's
yum.
awesome.
If we talk about food more,
I know.
my head's gonna explode. I just have literally not had a chance
I
to eat.
literally
I have a
ate
yogurt
so
right
much
there,
today.
and I can't. I'm like, and I'm not gonna have time. I'm gonna go straight into
Yeah.
the car. So then I'm gonna like, oh my god, one of the things I wanted to talk about. Speaking of food, I'm just gonna keep going.
While we're at it.
A little anxiety. I was so annoyed by this, and this is how you know you're getting old, when you get annoyed by things like this.
Like this.
Chris is just laughing already. He doesn't even know what I'm saying. He's like, yeah.
Yeah,
I
I'm
feel
there
it.
for you.
So, new study just came out, and now they're saying that frozen fruit and vegetables might actually be healthier than fresh.
Get out good, because that's what I,
I
do.
hate sometimes. Okay, so
I'm such a frozen
Michael, I'm going to give
veggies
you a
person.
tip because you're the youngest person in the room. Okay, when you are talking to old people and they say stuff like, "Yeah, I don't know about that," and you're giving like scientific facts, and you're like, "Science says this," and you're like, "Pfft, I don't know."
Yeah.
And it's because we've heard the opposite things a bazillion times before.
Right.
We've all heard it.
Right.
Right. Remember, it was first the 5 food groups.
Yes.
Whatever happened to that? That's
Right.
That's
That's
a bunch
out the
of
window.
that's a crock.
Now you can't even drink milk. You should
And
drink
then-
almond milk.
Oh,
You know.
And then it was, is milk good for you? Is it bad?
Right.
I don't know.
Stop
is,
it.
is it should you breastfeed? Should you formula? Nobody knows. It goes back
Yeah.
and forth every decade.
Yes.
So then every decade feels guilty.
Right.
For whatever choice they made.
Yeah, it's your fault.
And then it was breakfast is the most important meal of the day.
Yeah. Now it's like no, whatever.
Intermittent fasting. Don't
Yeah.
eat breakfast.
Don't
I'm
eat.
like, oh.
But I think the most important meal is to break fast. That's why breakfast.
But
is,
you're not supposed to do it till afternoon.
Yeah.
What does that even mean?
So stupid.
And so then it was like, you only eat vegetables that are fresh, and then you only have to eat organic vegetables
Yeah.
that are fresh. And
Yeah,
now it's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
nope, turns out the new study is
So
frozen.
Green Giant is like
Frozen, because they say that by the time, because they're packaged and preserved so quickly, that by the time your actual fresh vegetables hit the grocery store shelves, they've lost a significant amount of the nutrients.
Stop it. This is unbelievable.
Chris is shaking his head.
Grow your own.
Yeah.
Chris is
That's
like,
why
I don't
everybody's
know
like
about that.
farmers.
I don't know about
Yeah.
that.
Well, I do have to say, like a lot of the produce, when you go, like apples, you're buying apples or oranges, they're beautiful and shiny. When you do you clean them, like just wash them off with water, or do you put them in like vinegar, water mixture to get all the
What?
preservatives?
Wouldn't it
You've
taste
never
like
seen that?
vinegar?
Have you seen that? Like strawberries. Like I've seen this video, and I swear to God, I'll never eat strawberries again. Where you put them in like a bowl of like half vinegar, half water, and all these little like
Oh my God, no.
things come out.
Shut up right
Swear
now.
to God.
You are ruining my
Yes,
life.
I know.
I literally
So that's why
don't
I
let
buy
Tegan
frozen.
listen to this. I cut strawberries for her every day for her lunch.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna send it to you. It's
Don't
nasty.
send that to me. Do not send that to me.
But like, and then
I feel like
you
that
look
Oprah
at
episode when she put the microscope over the pillow.
Yes. Ew,
When your pillows
yes.
have those yellow stains, you know what those are? Don't don't watch that episode.
No.
I've been traumatized. You know how
So you
much
buy a pillow like every
I
month?
buy pillows. I'm like garbage, and my whole family's
my
like, "That's
God.
my favorite pillow." I was like, "No." Do you know what that means? You
It's
want me to get
garbage.
You want me to make you watch the Oprah episode
God.
where they put a microscope on
Yeah.
that? That's nasty.
Nasty. No, so like apples and, oranges, they're beautiful and shiny. It's like this wax preservation that they put on it, so you got to really make sure you clean it. So that's why I buy frozen vegetables.
Well, you've been the smart one all along. But it's so annoying that the way science like constantly flip flops and you can never it's just
God.
like, I don't
Yeah.
know. That's
Every
why I'm like,
study.
just eat what you want.
Right.
Who knows?
Right.
So
Live your
anyway,
best
I had to
life.
tell you, I don't know why we were talking about food, but that. Okay.
starving.
And then what time are we looking at? Because I have some celebrity. We've got some time. Before I get into celebrity, should we talk about some new partners or anything that we have? Because we've got some really cool new partners.
Yeah, it's the Port Washington Salt Cave in Port Washington, obviously, which we're
going to go there. And, Sharon and I we're like, I don't know, we should check that out.
we need to
Let's
take a look.
I don't know. Before we need to go there and experience it. Okay, we'll see.
Bagel Boss.
Okay, this is awesome.
I know.
This is so Long Island.
Long Island.
Bagel Boss is
Yeah.
iconic, and there's a lot of different locations.
Yeah. There's
And-
multiple locations on Long Island.
Yeah.
And
They
they're
went
like,
viral. They went viral with that Bagel Boss video where the
Yeah.
guy was like screaming at everybody. Have you seen that?
Oh, it was in Bayshore.
It was literally all
It was
over
right in
every
Bayshore.
talk show.
in my hometown.
Some guy, I can't remember what he was, but he was like trying to fight everybody in the
He
bagel
was
store.
he was mad about I don't know. They must have called him short or something.
Yeah.
Like back to Rude Ranger, you can't say short anymore. I don't know what they said, but it was something. And he was like angry.
And he did he get his butt kicked or did he almost get his butt kicked? I
He
can't
almost
remember.
got his butt kicked, but they
Yeah.
kicked. Somebody was recording it, so they wound up kicking
it's
him out. I was like, whatever.
Hilarious. He was definitely anger. It was such a Long Island moment. It was great because everybody was screaming in these really thick Long Island accents.
And it went like
Yeah,
you said, it
it was
made
everywhere.
News ABC, I think.
But Bagel Boss is like that. I think it's that Long Island bagel company that's finally going to go national. I was talking to the owner, and he says they're franchising it now in California
amazing.
and elsewhere. So
Hopefully, I mean that's awesome.
I don't know if it can be the same because it's
something in the water. It's definitely the water.
But
I mean,
you have to just
can't-
come here,
Yeah.
and taste for yourself.
Yeah.
because all
I mean,
can take.
like you can ship them, but they're not gonna be fresh.
We did a bagel video with Bagel Express, my bagel guy, because he's going to be one of the people we're going to meet in our new video project. And he was talking about how he makes his bagels. And he said, he goes, he owns several different ones, right? And they make the dough at the one that I go to. And it's so good. And he said, I sold it to the one in Smithtown. And he goes, this lady comes still to my bagel. He's like, I sell it right there in Smithtown. We take the dough. It's the exact same dough.
Yeah.
We take it over there and make the bagels. And she's like, it's different. And he's like, So he goes, I went one day. Totally different. And I think it's like the fruit. Just
yes.
the time it takes to get over there, it changes the composure of it.
Wow. And dough is
So
yeah,
it's
you're right.
different.
It's very
it
different.
just hits different. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you. There's also the Long Island Museum of American Art, History, and Carriages. They joined.
Oh, yeah.
recently,
They
which
were
is awesome.
great.
A Joy of Acupuncture, which I think is so cool.
Obviously, we should try that too. The skating rink in Greenport.
Yeah.
GDC skating rink, which I'm so excited about because in Greenport, that's like a total thing to do.
Oh yeah, that's what I hear. It's like Friday Night Lights. Like they open up open skate.
You're what?
Long Island TV is going to be there.
Oh, Long Island
Yeah,
TV is
Long
going
Island
to be
TV is
there.
gonna be
Oh,
there
that's so
soon.
cool.
Yeah, that's exciting.
All right, Chris is going to go. I mean, is Bree going to use the little walker thing, or is she going to actually skate?
She's good.
Is she
On
good?
four wheels or on
but can
inline?
she skate backwards with
Oh.
and do the thing?
They have people.
You know what I mean?
They have people there that can though.
Wow,
I
that's
could.
exciting. You can?
Oh,
Ice skates. So she probably can.
you what?
She went backwards on ice skates. So
Oh, she went backwards on ice skates.
That
Whoa.
Brie, I can't.
I saw a TikTok the other day, and it was talking about Gen X, which I always love my Gen X. You can tell I watch all the Gen X TikToks. It's on my For You page.
Yeah.
It's basically Gen X, complaining about how awesome we are, and then also moms that miss their kids in college. And dogs. That's my entire For You page. But it was talking about, it was our generation. We were the generation where our parents dropped us off at the skating rink with no phone and no money,
Right.
and just said, you know what, good luck. I
Have
don't know.
fun.
And
Yeah.
we did. We
Yeah.
I don't know what we did. I don't know how we managed.
That's so funny. Alyssa was talking about this place in Massapequa that is still exactly the same. And, like when we were kids, like she's like, you walk in and it's
I
exactly
think I
the
saw it on
same.
News 12 the other day.
Yeah.
I think I saw it.
The same carpeting. It's like still looks exactly like
The
it did
same,
in the
like,
80s.
It's
yeah.
and we used to call like the drink we used to call like the suicide, where you mix all the
fountain
sodas
drinks.
together.
Oh my God, that's
right.
so
You
funny.
can't do that anymore either.
No.
But man, I don't know why that was so exciting, mixing Coke and Dr Pepper and Sprite together. But we
Yes.
thought we were wild.
I love that. All
right.
I love that.
What else?
That's really it.
Oh, you know
We-
what? Bond Vet.
Bond
Our
Vet, yes.
favorite Bond Vet. I love them, and they are opening a new location.
Yeah, they're
in
expanding.
Roslyn.
I think that's so
and I
awesome.
think Woodbury. I think I just saw they were opening a new one in Woodbury too.
Wow, that's amazing. Because they
and-
have multiple locations already.
They do, and in their grand opening, I love them so much. They're actually, I saw that they're doing a thing where you bring donations.
Okay.
They're doing a whole grand opening. You bring a donation, and they're going to donate it to Island Cares.
Oh, wow.
Food. They have a food pantry for dogs because people are
amazing.
having a hard time buying food for themselves. They
Yeah.
also probably can't feed their pets.
Right.
And you can take treats and all of that. So just Google Bond Vet, because I love them, and they're so cute. And they're just, I wish they were closer to me, because I
know.
want to take my dogs to them.
Yeah. That maybe,
and
who knows? Maybe they'll
I'm
open up a
gonna give you-
location by you.
I know. I'm like, they keep coming this way.
Yeah.
I'm like, come on, come
Keep getting
on,
closer.
Bond Vet. But one sneak peek, I don't think they're available on our shop page yet. But we have now Where You Belong dog bandanas.
We've been waiting for this line for so long, and it came
Amazing.
out really cute. And of course, we use Spectrum Design to do these.
These are so
production. I think they are so adorable.
So make sure you're following our website, our Instagram, and our social, because we're going to do a whole. They're limited,
yeah,
as always, and so we're going to do like a countdown of
Yep.
when you get them, because they're going to be gone.
Yeah.
And when they're gone, they're gone. So
that's it.
yeah. Urban Air. Oh, they
Oh,
did
we love
Urban
Urban
Air
Air.
in Lake Grove. There's on also Long Island TV. Bree and Chris went there.
It's so fun.
This is a great thing
Yeah.
for kids.
It really is. It's like incredible indoor jump house. Like they have
Yeah.
the trampolines,
Zip lines.
zip line, like all across the whole thing. I mean,
It's
so
awesome.
Cool.
It's like that show you used to watch, Wipeout, where they have the
Yes,
stuff too.
yes.
And the cool thing about them is enormous. And the cool thing that you can go at a one time and whatever and spend the whole day, or you can do a monthly subscription.
Yeah.
And you can go unlimited times.
I think that's
I mean,
awesome.
I was like, moms, take your kids there,
And
Millie.
we love that Dave and Buster's Massapequa location just joined.
Ooh.
Yeah, Dave and Buster's is a fun place too.
Oh my God, I
especially,
love
like,
that. My kids.
Yeah.
The way
And-
they used to beg me to take them.
X Golf Comac. What?
Oh yeah, that's
awesome.
really cool. Yeah, and in fact, I saw you just did a TikTok there, right? Yeah, we just did a TikTok on X. It's like a simulation golf.
Okay.
And you can also have great meetings and events there in Comac. And I think we're going to have a networking event
Oh,
there. We were
fun.
just talking to them.
Cool.
By the way, real quick about that, had a great meeting, and I just deleted my notes, of course. But with Phil Carlucci, who actually wrote
Yes.
the book Long
Yeah.
Island Golf.
Golf on Long Island, right?
And you can go to his website, golfonlongisland.com.
Yeah, we've had him on the pod before.
Yes, exactly.
It's awesome.
And I just wanted, because a lot of stuff is coming up with golf.
Oh, okay.
You know, we're going to host the Ryder Cup
Yes,
in 2025. And it's going to be in Rome in June before it comes here in 2 years. So, and then we were already talking to the USGA for the US
Yeah.
Open is coming back in 2026. It's crazy. It's
So much.
crazy.
So much.
So go to golfonlongisland.com and check out Golf X.
I love it.
It's super cool.
Yeah.
North Babylon Chamber just
Yeah.
joined too. And they have their kite festival coming up,
It's so cool.
which I'm pumped for.
Are you going to join it? You gonna
No,
do-
I think I'm going to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's
Like, are you going to fly the kite?
oh, I don't think so.
Okay.
I'm going to injure somebody for sure if I try to
All
fly, especially
It's
around
so
other
awesome.
kites.
I just learned of this like maybe last year. I was driving down Ocean Parkway and I was like, "What is that? What's happening? What is?"
Oh, you
all that?"
saw them?
Saw it, and it was
that's cool.
amazing.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of other partners. We'll talk about them maybe next week, but because we've got so many, it's crazy how many
I know,
partners we
so
have.
cool.
But I'm excited about that kite festival because it's like I think it's like National Kite Day that it happens.
So cute.
Just a visual. Anyway, I'm really excited about all these new partners that we have coming on board and people that want us to help them get the word out
Yeah.
about Long Island and which what we
Yeah.
do.
That's what we're here for.
But it's getting about that time, so I have some celebrity. Did you hear about the news anchor Don Lemon on CNN?
No.
So He's on CNN, and this woman came out as a candidate for president.
Okay.
And she made the comment that it's time for a new generation of leadership. So she's kind of razzing the old people that continue to run for president, which I've done.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, let's just have some younger people, just a new generation. And this guy, Don Lemon, the anchor, and he was sitting in between two women. And he said, I mean, let's be honest. And she's in her 50s, so she's not exactly in her prime. And I'm like,
oh.
And this goes back to what Antonia was saying. If you said about any other group, like if you'd be immediately like, but women, you can just slam them all the time, you know. And one of his counterparts was like, I don't know what you're saying. You mean like, and she was trying to help him.
Right.
She's like childbearing prime, or what are you saying? And he's like, no, I mean like, looks and stuff. He's like women in their prime in their 20s, 30s, maybe 40s, definitely not 50s.
Wow.
I'm like, why don't
Wow.
But you can be a male president at 80.
Right.
And that's fine.
And that's your prime. Wow.
I'm just like, what is, and then so he was off the air for a couple days.
Good.
And then they're like,
cancel.
Right? I know. And then but then they were like, oh, it's a teachable moment for him. So we're going to give him some learning. He's back. Because, you can just talk about women.
Publicly apologize? I have to apologize.
He did. He did. I was like, I don't know if that guy's married or if he was planning on date. I don't know what his deal is. And maybe he might be gay now that I think about it. Is he? Okay. So then he doesn't care what women think about him. But I was like, it's probably good. Thank goodness he's gay, because women would be like, I don't know who's dating him. Yeah. And Michael's like, nope, hate him.
Yeah, forget it.
Yeah, you know what?
Wow.
Because you know who loves women? Gay men.
Yeah.
Our besties. So don't come after women. Right. So I just couldn't believe that story I've been dying to tell you.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Like, we're not in their prime. Shut up.
Shut up.
And what else was I going to tell you? I can't remember. Justin Bieber just canceled his tour again. I don't know.
Yeah, everybody's all sad about it.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think he had that Bell's palsy thing.
Right.
Poor kid, he's had some issues. I just am kind of like, also, I mean, I'm a huge Justin Bieber fan. Yeah, I love Justin Bieber music. I'm not sure I'm going out to see the show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Jonas Brothers just announced a comeback tour. Like a surprise.
You know who I really want to go see, but I don't think I can because the weekend doesn't work for me, is Ed Sheeran is coming.
Oh, where?
Okay, so I was thinking about this. This is a question. This is a New York question, and I debated on whether to bring it up because I sound like not a New Yorker, but it's he's coming to the same place Taylor Swift is coming, which is the stadium in New Jersey.
MetLife,
I guess. Yeah. MetLife Stadium, which is different than City Life.
City Field.
City Field.
So MetLife Stadium is in New Jersey, but it's where the Jets play, the New York Jets.
Yes.
Play in New Jersey.
New York Giants.
And the Giants, right?
Yeah.
That's what I was going to ask. And the Giants. So both New York teams play in a stadium in New Jersey. You may as well. I don't even know where that. You may as well be in Connecticut. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. So yeah, we're so lucky though. I mean, honestly, unlike
because it really isn't that hard to get to.
It's not. And Kinsey was trying to get me. She's in town. And she's trying to get me to get her SZA tickets at Madison Square Garden. She's like, Mom, they're at MSG. Who do you know? And I'm like, whoever I know. I'm not using it for SZA tickets. That's a no for me. I don't know. No. So but we're so lucky to be in New York, and which is the greatest state to live in if you're a woman. And we're going to be celebrating Women's Month all month long, and we're going to do some fun stuff this month.
Yeah, I'm excited.
And take care of ourselves, and hopefully give you guys, our listeners, some fun tea.
Yeah.
On how to live your best Long Island life, right?
And don't forget to tune into C-Suite Tea.
Yes, C-Suite Tea, and you'll hear all about we know you're lying on your resume, and you'll hear why. We've got some good stats on there. All right, so tune in to all of the good content, and we'll see you next week.
See you next week.
The Long Island Tea Podcast is brought to you by Discover Long Island and sponsored by Long Island Wine Country. For exclusive access to contests and promotions, follow Long Island Tea Podcast on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And for questions, comments, and collaborative inquiries, email spillthetea@discoverlongisland.com.